Hi guys, it's Sam here from Bargain.hunting.blonde, and today I'm bringing to you a bag that I picked up because I noticed how prevalent it was when I was in Europe, especially being carried in Zurich in Switzerland. So without further ado, let's get on to my bag reveal because I have been using it and I did buy a spare part for it. So it is this, again guys, bucket bag problem. This is the Louis Vuitton Noe in the GM size. So this is a vintage bag. I had it authenticated by Real Authentication, who is great because the date code on this bag, so I'm not exactly sure how old it is. The date code is, it must be on the other side, is right here on this strap. I guess like not really the strap, like on the bag, but it's basically illegible because this bag is that old. This bag cost me $221, which I know people don't think is possible to get Louis Vuitton for that, but it definitely is if you're buying vintage Louis Vuitton. This bag, the only thing I did have to replace, so I was really picky when I was looking at bags. So this guy has there's like a little water spot. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it right there. But I really didn't want a lot of water spots on the bag because I know that's not really something you can get rid of. I wanted to make sure that, I have to tuck this guy in, that the integrity of the strap was still there and there's no cracking on the strap. The thing I was willing to replace, which you guys can see has been replaced, is this drawstring. I bought the drawstring as a replacement part when I was in Zurich. It cost me about 58 US dollars, which is definitely not bad considering that brings the total of this bag, even with authentication, still under $300, which I was totally willing to pay. The canvas is in great shape. The bag is in great condition. I just really wanted something vintage, and I know that Louis Vuitton still makes this bag, but I wanted to try and see if I could try my luck and get something vintage. This bag is really popular in Zurich. I think they're very brave to be carrying the vachetta, however people pronounce it so many different ways. The vachetta leather outside in the rain. I personally would never do that, but I have seen a lot of people carrying it with really cute bag charms, which I definitely want to try. This bag holds a ton. I personally just use it as a handbag, but a lot of people, when I was seeing it in Switzerland, is because they were actually using it. It does hold a laptop, so they were using it as a work bag, which I thought was a great idea. But this is a great bag that you can score for a really good price on the pre-loved market. But let me tell you what some things that I would stay away from when buying this bag pre-loved. So number one, I would stay away from buying any pre-loved Louis Vuitton canvas bag that does have a crack in it. I have a good relationship with, or did, he since left, a good relationship with a sales associate in my local LV, and he did help me repair one of my very, very vintage bags that has a very, very slight crack in it. When my mom's puppy got the bag and I was like devastated by it, he was willing to help and they were willing to overlook that, but most of the time they are not. So I would say number one, no cracked canvas in the pre-loved vintage Louis Vuitton bag you're buying. Honestly, this canvas is amazing. It is so much thicker than the new canvas and it really holds up. So one thing that shouldn't deter you if you're buying a pre-loved bag is if there is some white marks. I'm not talking that the canvas has like someone like colored on it, but there's just some like kind of white marks on the canvas. That's really easy to remove. I have been able to remove any sort of mark on the canvas that was clearly just some sort of dirt, or the canvas does when it rubs up against something turn white, with a baby wipe. Really easy, doesn't hurt the bag. I don't get it on the vachetta leather, but on the canvas, totally fine. So don't let that deter you. Second thing, like I said, I am not a big water stain fan. I don't mind a couple water stains here or there. This bag doesn't even really, it has like a slight one maybe right there, which you can see much more on the camera than you actually see in real life. But that on the very bottom doesn't bother me as much as water stains on the rim of the bag. They're really hard to remove. And I clean bags all the time. I love to clean my bags and still I'm hesitant. So I'd say if that's gonna bother you, stay away from that. That might increase the price on the bag that you're buying because the water-stained bags do have a tendency to go for less. Third thing is any sort of, I'm trying to think, there's no cracking on this. I was gonna try to show you guys if it had any. But basically, especially on this bag, any sort of, this vachetta leather could be replaced, but if you start to see a lot of like cracking on it, like the integrity of the bag is starting to wear, that means the bag's not gonna last you as long. It totally can be replaced, but it gets expensive and you might pay more for the repair in Louis Vuitton than you actually paid for the vintage bag. So that's something to consider. Once it started cracking to that sort of point, you can't rehydrate the leather, which is already really hard to do to begin with. And the integrity of the bag is just going to be kind of called into question. So be careful with that. Especially be careful if you are cleaning this bag with a magic eraser, which a lot of people say to try to get out a lot of the staining on the vachetta leather. I have seen people who have actually caused those cracks in their bags from cleaning it with magic eraser. Magic eraser is really hard on a bag, so definitely last resort, be very careful about that. 3, I personally would be willing to replace this, and I probably will eventually replace this little rim of vachetta leather on a bag, but for some people, they aren't willing to do that. And you know, this is where a lot of the bags you'll really, really start to see wear is on this rim because of how the bag closes. It just puts a lot of wear and tear on that excuse me, that spot of the bag. So that is definitely something you can replace. That's not going to be an insane cost to Louis Vuitton. But if you don't want to, you know, you don't have a Louis Vuitton close to you, you don't have a relationship with a sales associate, then maybe consider staying away from bags that do have that cracking on that top rim. And lastly, and something that should not deter you at all, is this little strap. This was such an easy purchase. You don't have to buy one from Louis Vuitton. I just wanted one from Louis Vuitton. Because I bought it from Louis Vuitton, it came like, this is the replacement part. It came in this dust bag. It came in a little drawer box, which is very exciting. So now I can store other things in this box instead of the strap. I've also seen some people do really, really cute things with scarves up here, different colors. I would not let that deter you at all. So again, anything that is not necessarily structural on the bag, I would not let deter you from a vintage bag. Say your vintage bag has some, this one does not, but say it has some watermarks on the inside, which this guy has some stuffing in it. Let me take it out and show you guys. This is literally just a giant pit. And sometimes there will be some watermarks or some dirt in here. That's very easy to clean. Again, a baby wipe. Do not let that deter you. You guys are going to see this guy's going to start to slouch because he has nothing in him now and he's just canvas. But I would say this bag is a great bag to buy on the pre-loved market. Louis Vuitton still makes the Noé. I would say, you know, if you're really one of those people who really, really needs to have all brand new vachetta, which is, you know, just so light. Like this string is just so light. And so you really need that, then I understand that you want to buy a brand new. But if not, and you know that it's going to patina anyway because it is, then I would say you can definitely go the pre-love route. You're definitely going to save a lot of money. I've seen ones that are basically in like new condition for about $600 to $700. Again, this one cost me $221. It was listed at $251, but I bought it on eBay, and I will list the seller I bought it from down below. They were having a sale. I can't remember if it was eBay or if it was the seller, but this bag came up to $221. Great, great, fine. I'm very excited to have it. Again, inspired by my Europe travels, and I'm really excited to see how it wears and compares to the Neo Noé. So if you guys would want to see a video like that, please let me know down below. If you like these sort of videos, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is about once a week. If you guys like to see how I style my bags, please make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, which I have also linked down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video today, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.